Now, of course, you know we have to discuss the elephant in the room, right? You and I have spoken at length about this, but those in the audience haven't heard, so here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Why is a self-professed anarchist running on the Republican ticket and for Kershaw County Council?
I think first we need to kind of talk about what is anarchy. I think for most people, they take the mainstream media view of it, and you get kind of, ooh, anarchist. And it's not, I don't own a black ski mask. I don't tote around bricks in the trunk. I don't do any of that. Those are agent provocateurs, kind of like January 6th. There were a few of those in there in the crowd, if you know. Anarchy means no rulers. It does not mean no rules. And here's the rule. 2 rules: don't hurt people and don't steal their stuff. I've come to this conclusion over 15 years. 15 years of studying, 15 years of reading, great Austrian economists, great anarchists like Lysander Spooner, the founders, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Madison. Those people understood it too. But they also understood the thing that I understand, that while anarchy is probably unattainable, it ought to be our goal. It ought to be our goal to be the freest people possible, because with freedom comes prosperity. And we saw that over 150 years. That's why we were the greatest country on the face of the planet, because government was small. But little did we know that they were already grabbing a hold of power and giving us the comfort of being dependent upon them. And they just slipped in a little bit at a time. First, they wanted your kids. And we said, yes, we can educate our kids. Then they said, well, doctors are dangerous, so we're going to regulate them. Businesses are dangerous, so we got to license them. We don't like integrated marriages, so we started using marriage certificates. It wasn't in the Holy Bible anymore. So slowly over time, they've taken our liberty and we didn't even notice. And now we're finally noticing, and we're trying to figure out how to get it back. Thank you, Tom. You guys, Tom Webb is a great patriot in here. He's been with us for back in the Tea Party days and all. It never stopped. I appreciate everything that he's done. But what is freedom worth to us? Look, I'm an old man. I don't have that many years on this planet, but I got kids. And I do not intend to leave them with this mess that I, quite frankly, didn't know what was going on. But when I found out, I could not be quiet. And so here I am in front of you now.
Thank you, Mr. Mattox. Ready for that? At this time, we will open the floor, Madam Chair, with audience questions.
And Tom Webb says, no more big development. And I would like to give you a little bit of history and kind of tell you what I think about how this development came along. Many of you can remember back when County Council was first starting to get into this economic development stuff. This was several decades back. And they decided to put in a sewer plant. And it was going to be to attract industry and all and that kind of thing. Well, it did some of that, but what they did was put a special purpose tax district across all of West Wateree. So it didn't matter whether you had a septic tank or hooked up the dam or whatever, you were going to pay it. And they did that for the length of the bond. And just recently, right before Julian Burns was ousted and Katie Gwynn got in, they finally paid off the bond. And they've made the sewer now fee-oriented to people that have the sewer. Well, that special purpose tax district is still there. So it can be used to tie you and me back to a tax. But in the meantime, they had already decided that they were going to expand sewer. And so they took off toward Elgin under the premise that they were going to pick up the schools over there. They were going to pick up Leslie Stover and Blaney Elementary. Yeah, a lot of you can remember that. And then they took off down White Pond Road and went over and tried to get Dobie Mill. And then they shot down 12 and all that, and they ran into the other part that went to Target. Well, now that part from Target back to the sewer plant is not big enough to handle all the poo-poo that comes downstream. So now they want to have $2.7 million to expand that and put in pumping stations so that they can put more into the sewer plant. All this being said, that allowed all these crazy subdivisions to pack in there. So unintended consequences of government actions is what caused the problem that now everybody's hollering about. And what is their answer? Their answer is more government, more controls, more rules and regulations on lot sizes and those kind of things. Why not cut off the sewer? Why not say you don't get any more sewer taps? Why not expand the sewer? They're talking about a $50 million expansion on the sewer department. Now, what are they going to do? You think that's just going to be the fees on the people that are currently on the sewer system? Ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to pay for it. You know who's going to get it? Everybody in that special purpose tax district. Government intervention, I challenge any of you to find any government program ever. I've been looking for 15 years and I haven't found one. A government program that has actually accomplished what they said they were going to do, and they do it in a time and efficiency, and it doesn't turn into a disaster, unintended consequences. I can't find one.
If a government claims a right, and then their claim is that they derive these rights from the people.
Right.
Well, how can people give a group rights that they don't themselves have?
To steal from each other.
Right, if we can't tax people, like I can't tax you, where exactly does government derive this right from? And once you come to, you realize that the goal ought to be as voluntary a society as possible. Now, how exactly you achieve that, how far you can push that is debatable, but certainly that should be the goal. That if government is providing a service for you, well then why does it need to be provided by force?